Okay, just wanted to show you the explosion of pomegranate flowers I've got here. It's just a kind of like a row of pomegranates just going to town here, all the flowers. And there's a bunch of them. Did a couple of grafts on my pawpaw. This is a prolific. Did one here. This is an overlease. And this is on my my Prima 1216 tree. Got this overlease, like I said. I missed the majority of my flowering pawpaws, and I just have a small cluster here. Don't have as many as last year. Looks like there's a tiny cluster right here. Another prolific graft I did there. This right here, these are jujube flowers. Trees leafed out. All kinds of flowers on it. Right here. And they smell great. These little tiny flowers. And I did a graft on this tree down here. Right here, this was a kind of a sucker I dug up, and then I grafted it. And grafted it here too. Let's get rid of that. You can see this is the honey jar variety. So, looks like it's gonna do well. This right here is my pineapple guava, and it is in full bloom right now. You can back up, you can see all the blooms here. What's interesting about this is a lot of people don't even know that it'll survive here in this zone and a lot of colder zones. What's cool about this tree is these petals are edible. It tastes like cotton candy. So you can gather all these and I'll make a little salad out of them. Oh look, here's one of my buddies. Little bee, bumblebee. I enjoy seeing the bees. They're our friends. Wish I'd see more honeybees. All I see nowadays is just bumblebees. There's all these flowers. Another pomegranate here. Pretty ornamental when they bloom. Just wanted to show you a couple of the hardy kiwi that are forming right here. This tree is, this vine is all over the side fence. And it's kind of trying to grow up on my cherry tree. And here's the fruit on the cherry trying to form. But this kiwi vine really wants a lot of water. And I don't water it enough. So I end up losing a lot of fruit. This vine gets dried out and drops a lot of fruit. If I was a little more diligent about watering it, I'd get a bunch more fruit, but it's just not happening. Maybe this year. So it is, it's got a lot of fruit on it. I'm hoping to keep up on the watering schedule. Over here you can see my goumi fruit. Look at that. There's a bunch. I'm gonna go around the other side where you can see really where it's all at. These goumi trees really are heavy producers. Look at that. See them, and they make such copious amounts of fruit. You gotta wait till these are just about super deep red before you can eat them, because they're a little astringent. So these are good though. They're about there. I don't know if you can tell, this one right here, not quite as red as this one. This one's ready. That's gonna be good. And over here, you can see all the fruit. So much. I gotta get up in here. Pick them. My son loves these. Yep. Right here we got a Pomegranate flower. This thing is booming like crazy. This is becoming a more popular fruit tree, well, fruit bush. And it's a super easy care little bush. Tolerates drought and really doesn't get affected by bugs much, at least for me. And all these blooms, hopefully get some fruit set. This one looks like it may have set, but I got a few different ones. There's another one here. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of fruit this year. Well, here's my Pomegranate little bush. Blooms, but it hasn't set any fruit, so here's this bloom. Well, they're finished blooming, but here's a couple here, so I'm hopeful that we'll get a couple of fruit this year. Over here, this is my ginger lime. Right here, it's kind of a rare lime. Tastes like ginger, or it has some overtones of ginger. Next to it is my giant jaboticaba tree. This thing is pretty old. It's got some good diameter on the trunk. It stands in the pot. Looks like it's nearing 7 feet tall. I have not had it bloom yet. That's one of the things about jaboticaba. You've just got to have some patience with these things. A long-term kind of investment plan, unless you get a grafted one like this one here. This one is a multi-grafted jaboticaba. I've got Paulista on one side. I've got Trunciflora on another. And it's also got a grimal and a sabra. So got high hopes for this one. And then here is my rose apple tree. It has been blooming and really setting a lot of fruit. There's a bloom that's getting ready to go. Some blooms right there. There's some set fruit. This is my giant pomegranate tree. You can see some mummified fruit up there, but it's got a lot of blooms. This thing's a heavy producer. I've got Fleischmann and Eversweet right here. And I've got another couple, one called How Sweet It Is, and I think one more other one over there. Just kind of grouped them together. Big old tree. But around the corner here I wanted to show you all of the goumi fruit. Look at all these guys, man. And yeah, time to pick these. All kinds of fruit there. Okay, a couple quick things. This is my Guava. Earlier I showed you the buds that were forming on it, the flowers. So they get to be about this size here. And it's really interesting because it's like a solid like bud here. There's no like areas where it looks like it's gonna open. What happens is that if they just get so full, they just kind of burst open. Let me show you one flower here that's kind of bursting open. And I'm trying to show you. See how it just kind of pops open like that? Here's the flower. This one's a little bit more ahead of the other one. It's really interesting. So these things don't have any sections where they'll just easily open. They just keep forming until they just burst open. So this is a Guava flower. This right here, hard to see it, this is my black sapote or chocolate pudding fruit tree. Had a few buds on it. Here's one where it was here and here, and they fell off. Here's one right here. So we'll see if it forms a fruit. So this is my big gym loquat, and it's split down the middle, and I'll show you where I repaired it or put it back together. But man, it's loaded with fruit, and this is a rarity here in Virginia because we don't get a lot of winters that are mild enough for these trees to hold fruit. They survive here great. They do just fine. It's just a matter of, are we gonna be warm enough for the fruit to hang on and not get frozen off? And over here, it's where, oh, show you, over here. It wasn't the cold that got it, there's a bird nest right here too. It wasn't the cold that got it, it was the snow on the branches that caused the trunk to split right in half. And I just kind of put it together, cut it back a whole lot, put it together, and it looks like it's gonna be all right. And this right here is my ice cream mango. This blooming like crazy too. This is the second bloom. I had a bloom in the greenhouse, brought it out, bloomed again. Of course, the first set of blooms didn't set any fruit, but it looks like we might get some here. There's a green one right there that looks like it's set. You say you're supposed to spray these with copper. Helps out with keeping the blooms from, or helps them set the fruit. So maybe I'll do that. I have in the past and it did help.